Hey everybody, what's going on? Hey, I just wanted to take a few minutes and go over one of my favorite terminal programs. Um, and I kind of have shown this a little bit on other videos regarding stuff, but like I said, for the most part, I like to do as much as I can in the terminal, leave the GUI out of it, and just kind of live in there. And for the most part, when I'm going through my files and navigating the file system, I usually use obviously the CD command and just kind of go through CD into whatever I need to do. And but a lot of times, I like to use File Manager, and there's several of them out there. You know, you've probably heard of all of them. You know, NNN, LF, VIFM. There's a new one out, XBLR, that I'm really kind of enjoying figuring out and getting used to, but I'm still pretty new on that one, so um, I don't have a whole lot of excuse me, I don't have a whole lot of insight on that one. But the one I use currently is Ranger, and it's probably one of the more popular ones. A lot of people seem to use it, but I just like the the feel of it and the flow of it, and it's real simple and real easy to navigate, and it just, it's got a lot going for it. Um, so this is my setup here. If you actually look at what it looks like out of the box, I'll open my root version of it. You can see the difference here. This in the center being what it looks like out of the box. Maybe not color wise, but as far as aesthetically, there's no icons next to the directories and files and stuff. The entire thing is highlighted, the entire directory that you're in, as opposed to, like I have set up here, just an underline. I took a lot of the color out of mine, and so just so much you can do with it to make it something that you look like looking at and like working in. So basically, if we go to the GitHub page, you can install it from GitHub by doing a git clone, or you can sudo apt install, or sudo pacman, or yay, or paru, or whatever it is you want to use. You can get it and install it real easy. But there's just a lot it does, and does well. So it's on GitHub. You just GitHub page, github.com /ranger. And it's got a good README. It's got a good documentation here. Kind of goes over everything, features, dependencies you're going to need, optional dependencies for different things, how to install, installing from clone, getting started. I'm just going to kind of go through and touch on a few of the things that I did on mine. Like you see, my aesthetic is a little different. I just like the underline, not the full highlight. I changed my color scheme to be very, very minimal, and I added some icons. And basically how you do that is, if we go to our .config and we go down to Ranger, what you need to do is, if you want to make your own color scheme, if you go in here and create a directory, if it's not already created, it's been a while since I installed this, so I don't remember if it creates it from the get-go, but you just got to make sure you got a color schemes directory. And then I have in here my personal scheme. I don't know why that's there. I'd take that out. Excuse me. Anyway, it goes through and it lists all the different sections of the file manager, and just goes through and if things are selected, you can see here if it shows a selected attribute is underline. You can put highlight, you can put reverse, which will actually change the color from the text to the background, and the background to the text. And it's real simple. You just kind of go through, and you can copy and paste this one and just go through and change the colors you want. But you can see like if context empty or context error, it's going to be a red background. If context is media, then the color of the foreground of the text is going to be cyan. if context is FIFO or context.device, then the foreground is going to be yellow. So you just kind of go through here and change the different colors that you want, and a few of the things like I said, I have mine underlined instead of highlighted. You could also do reverse. But yeah, you just kind of go through this and pick what you want and what color you want it to be, and voila, you've got yourself a nice personalized color scheme for your Ranger file manager. Now the other thing that I added was the dev icons, which is basically the little icons here next to the directories and files and stuff like that. That is, if you go to GitHub and go to Ranger dev icons, you can just clone that and put that in here, and it'll run that. The two files that you're going to come in and actually mess with in configuration wise, the rc.conf is going to be your main one. If you come in here, it has all your different settings, like your view mode. It could be Miller, it could be multi-pane, which means that well, you can have multiple panes showing or just a single pane showing. The column ratios 1, 3, and 4. You can change the different ratios of the columns and how wide they are. Set hidden, show your hidden files and directories off the get-go. You can have that set to true or false. You can toggle it by pressing ZH or actually just pressing Control H, I believe it is. It's been a while since I've had them off, so I have mine set to true, so it's going to show my hidden files and directories. Set confirm on delete multiple. Yes, it's going to ask you, basically, if you delete something, it's going to ask for confirmation that yes, you want to delete this, and it's going to list, if you have multiple things tagged, it's going to list all of them out, so you know that what all your you are deleting, and you have to verify that before it'll just go ahead and delete them. Set preview script, home.config ranger scope sh. This is for previewing files and stuff like that, so you set this so if you are, like, say this is here, and you go to, let's see, and I don't have it set in my sudo, so if we do this, we do ranger, come in here, and let's go to browsers. You can see right over here it gives you a preview of the file before you actually enter it. So you can set that. That's here. Set to use the preview script true. If you have this set, you need to have this set to true. If you don't have it set to true, then it won't automatically count files. That's set to true. And then you can just go through here and look at everything and see what all you want to set. Preview images is nice. I like, because it doesn't work on every terminal emulator though. Some of them are a little more finicky than others. That's one of the reasons I have switched back over to ST from Alacrity. I love Alacrity, I love how fast it is and everything, but my image preview didn't want to work in Ranger all the time. Sometimes it would, sometimes it wouldn't, and it was just getting to be a headache. Not that I need to see my not that it hurts anything not being able to, but I like to be able to just click down and kind of scroll through. Which one am I looking for? Oh yeah, that guy right there. So it's nice to have image preview, and that wasn't working correctly in Alacrity. Whether they fixed it or not since I've stopped using Alacrity, I don't know. I just haven't gone back. This here, you choose W3M is you can actually view a terminal web browser, and this one has W3M. iTerm2 for preview and images, excuse me. And then you can choose, if you have whatever terminal you use, there's different ones you can use, like this is URXVT and everything. This is Kitty here if you're using the Kitty terminal. Uberzug is also another way to do image previews, but then you just kind of look through up here and see which one is going to work for you, and then down here you set preview image method by whichever one is going to work for your terminal. You can set the delay on how long it takes for them to appear before when you highlight over the file name. So yeah, it's kind of cool that way. Hidden bookmarks. Here's where you can go through and set your color scheme. These are the ones that come kind of default when you install it. You can have the default color scheme: snow, which is white; jungle, which is more the green and red, and everything, which is, I believe, which is what this one is right here. I believe that's the jungle theme. And then there's solarized, which, you know, everybody knows what solarized is. And side note, I don't understand why people like solarized. That is the most hideous looking. It's almost as bad as the purple and orange nastiness that Ubuntu, excuse me, comes with that color theme. I don't know. Oh man, I don't know who thought that was a good idea, but whoever it is needs to have their eyesight checked, and golly, you know. Don't get me started on it. When I first started and was switching to Linux, you know, I went back and forth between Ubuntu and Mint, and, you know, Ubuntu seemed to be the most popular thing, so I was like, well, we'll just install that. I made it about 30 seconds after install. When that god-awful color scheme popped up, I about threw up in my mouth a little bit, and I got that thing off my system as quick as I possibly could. You know, that was before I knew how to how much customization I could do and how much I could change it. But yeah, poor Ubuntu didn't get a single minute of my time because I thought it was the most hideous thing I ever saw when I booted it up. But, you know, I digress. Again, that's a different story, a story for a different day. But so yeah, basically, you can set preview files to true, set preview directories to true. So if you scroll over a directory, it's going to show you. You can see the preview pane, and it'll show you what files are in there. So there's just a lot you can do here. Progress bars. It's just there's a mass of stuff you can go in here and customize and set. If we scroll all the way down to the bottom here, we get into aliases. You can set aliases, key maps. There's just all kinds of customization and everything to make it work with your workflow, and it's just a great program. I have not found one of the other terminal file managers that I like as much as this one. That being said, like I said, I'm messing around with XPLR or Explorer. I don't know how they want to pronounce it, but I'm really liking that one. I haven't figured out image preview on it yet, and there's a few other things that kind of make me hesitant about completely switching to it. But it is great as well, and eventually here I'll get a video out on that one as well. But yeah, so a couple other things in Ranger is settings you can do just from right in here. Like, say you have a directory that you go to a lot, or something that, you know, you're constantly going into. So let's say I'm constantly going into my conky directory here to mess with my conky configs. Instead of launching Ranger and then navigating to this, what's kind of cool is if you press M, it brings up this little list here, and you can see the different letters with the different directories next to them. Say I wanted to go, okay, with conky, I want to just set that to a quick key, and we'll just do, let's see here, what do we already got on there? We don't have N, so I'll just set it to N just as an example. So now conky is set to N, and if I say I go into Ranger and I'm at the front screen, if I just hit apostrophe N, that brings me right into conky now, and so it's just nice and quick. I mean, I can go and do, see, this is it brings you up in your home directory. I could even just do a let's see here, .config conky excuse me, cd .config conky, and that would take me over there as well. But I mean, just go in with the apostrophe and then N, and I'm right there. It's just really nice. It's kind of cool. So I have a few of my, as you can see, I've got a few of my most commonly navigated to files and directories in there set up already. I don't have a whole lot of them, but because like I said, I do still use just the terminal for a lot of stuff, and it works fine. But this is a nice, quick, easy way once I get in here to just be able to do quick navigation through the things. So it's kind of cool. Like, again, you just press M when you're in the directory you want to set, and then press whichever key you want to be the quick access to that directory, and you're good to go. So it's pretty cool. So that being said, on those, there was one other thing I wanted to cover. A lot of times when you are, this is my GUI file manager I haven't been in this too terribly much, but especially since I found this next program. The biggest thing I was coming into here for was anytime I was in somewhere where I needed to drag and drop. And obviously you can't drag and drop from, like from here. You just click on it, hover, and you can pull it or whatever and drop it where you need to. So say I had my internet up and I wanted to, I needed to go into, I could drag this, drop it right in there, hit enter, and it's going to bring up the about page on my website, right? So, that's kind of the main thing I used my GUI for. My Nemo file manager was for drag and drop purposes. Well, what's kind of cool is there is now this little program here called Dragon, and it's on GitHub. It's got very little documentation for it. Basically just kind of says what it is and what it does. It shows here you can install it from right here from GitHub, just doing a git clone, and once you install it you can just run make or make install and run it. Or if you are running an Arch system, it is in the AUR, so if you are running an Arch system you can install it via the AUR, but there's another program in the AUR called Dragon. And so if you're running Arch and you're installing it from the AUR, you have to say s, and it's got to be dragon drag and drop. So dragon drag and drop, and that will install it straight from the AUR. And basically what this program does is once you install that, if you go into your Ranger config, if you go into your Ranger configuration, it's funny, I use this stuff and I'm quick and speedy when I'm just kind of doing my own thing, but as soon as I'm shooting a video I seem to be the slowest person in the world when it comes to navigating, and my brain just kind of shuts off. If you go into your rc.conf, which is your main configuration file, and all the way down at the end in your keybinds, once you install Dragon, you can actually put this command in right here. And what that's going to do is map Control D, and it's going to run the script for drag and drop. And what that's going to, and then once you've got that in there, you go into your rifle.conf, and down at the end of your rifle.conf, you have to add this line here: has dragon x flag f equals dragon dash a dash x $. So basically you have to add that line there, and so you add those two lines, one in your rc.conf and one in your rifle.conf once you have Dragon installed. And what that allows you to do is, say I want to see, you can't drag, you can't click, you can't do anything in here, right? There's no dragging and dropping from here. But what that can allow you to do is, what that does is, say I want to, I'm looking at, we'll just go with, say, this picture here. So I go down and I find the file or the picture, whatever I want to highlight, and that, let's go like this, the rc.conf line that we added in here down in the key bindings, the map cd or shell dragon right there, what that did is that bound me to press Control D, and it brings up this little GTK box over here. Dragon requires you to have GTK on your system, but it brings up this box right here, and it has the file that you were highlighted on, or the file that you're in. And what you can do from here is just click on that and drag and drop, hit enter, and there we go. So that gives me the option to be able to drag and drop from the terminal, as opposed to having to have the GUI file manager to drag and drop from. So that's really cool. I found that really handy. It's really kind of a stupid thing that, drag and drop is not the end of the world if I have to open the GUI for that. But if I can do everything from Ranger or from the terminal there, why would I not? You can write different scripts and different commands. Like if we escape out of that, and let's see here, quit out of that. Like if we oh, there's no man page. Sorry, excuse me. Dragon-H. Like I said, I installed this once the first time, and there is dragon, and then there's drag and drop. So we have to drag and drop, which is just kind of stupid. But -H, or is it -help? There we go. -help. Excuse me. It shows you the different commands you can do. So if you add flags on there, -X, it's going to exit after the single completed drop. So basically, once you copy one file and drop it, it's going to exit. You have T, where you can act as the target instead of the source, which means, say I have something in here, and I want to, well, let's just show you here. So I want to, like that, and it's the target. See, this little box comes up here and it says drag something here. So if I was to take this and drag it right up in there, it's going to copy it in there, and you can see it just, the output just showed right here up in my terminal, and it'll copy it out down there. So there has to be a few more things going on with your script for you to be able to utilize the target, but it will copy. You can drag from, say, the web or from somewhere else to copy into the terminal as well. It will allow you to do that with the T. Yeah, you've got a couple other things like keep, print the path, drag all files at once, and verbose. So there's a few different flags here you can run. Like I said, I'm kind of new to this program. I just came across it not too long ago. I've been using it, but so I'm not real familiar with everything. But you can write different scripts and everything to have it be able to move multiple files. You can write scripts to, like I said, have it be the target, or run commands to have it be the target, so you can copy to the terminal as opposed to from the terminal. There's just a lot that you can do with it, and it's just coming really handy because, like I said, the main thing I use it for is dragging out of the terminal, because if I'm dragging and dropping something into a form or something like that, I don't like to have to open my GUI when I'm already in my terminal and my Ranger file manager. So just alleviating even just that one problem, if that's the only thing I use it for is dragging out of the terminal and dropping, it's worth it to me. So it's just kind of cool. Again, that's dragon. If you're on Arch, it's dragon, drag and drop. But yeah, that's kind of my Ranger setup and my kind of flow of how I navigate and use my file manager and try to avoid using a GUI file manager. So it's kind of neat. Again, like I said, I like to stay in the terminal as much as possible, and these programs like this allow me to do that. So hope you found this a little bit useful, and hope you sat through this whole boring mess of a video, but I just kind of wanted to show that to you, kind of show what my workflow was and all that. So yeah, hope you have a great rest of your day, and God bless.